Hello, welcome in everyone. Happy Sunday. How are we doing today? Good to see everyone nice and early. Hope you're having a good morning so far. Bong, thank you very much for the 53 months in a row. Almost time for cheesecake, he says. I am so excited. Like the torture that it has been, that we have to wait to taste this cheesecake. It's probably going to be one of the most amazing ones I've ever eaten. Straight up. Just tasting the batter yesterday. Kimmers, good to see you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Samo's chilling with us today. Amp, what were you saying, Amp? The Pozole needs some noodles for a very fancy chicken noodle soup. That could be a fun way to try and have it for sure. I mean, usually you have it with some like tortilla chippies or something like that, and then you have the corn in there instead of noodles. But recipes are just guidelines, so by all means. Hi, Michael. Happy Sunday. Cookie, same to you. And Greek. Oh, Sam says, pull the caramel out. Like it's an emergency. You're hyping me up. Okay, so I looked for the torch this morning, and it doesn't exist in the house, guys. So it's just gonna be a salted caramel cheesecake, and that's what we have. Although the one thing I was gonna try, because I don't want to try to brulee the entire cheesecake under the broiler, but I have seen it done this way, where you take a piece of whatever you're doing for caramel or creme brulee, and you can just do it under your broiler in the oven. So I thought once we have the cheesecake sliced, I'm just gonna try to brulee a slice by itself, and that way we don't risk ruining the whole cheesecake by trying this a different way. I hope you understand. But we are gonna pull this out now because yeah, it's pretty rock hard when you do homemade caramel like this. It firms up real well. It did say though in the recipe that you could microwave it to soften it up if you needed to. Hello, Sorrow, welcome in. Oh, we definitely are, Bonk. Yeah, we were supposed to, so it's supposed to go caramel sauce, a little layer, and then you sprinkle sugar, and then you torch it to make brulee, so a nice hardened sugar layer, which is absolutely insane. I feel like it would be very sweet if you did that, but maybe not with the salt part of that. But I do have the recipe linked today. We'll just go over today's menu. You want to check it out. And the caramel that we made from the recipe, probably the best caramel recipe I've ever used. So I will definitely be saving that one for myself. Like when you find a caramel recipe that works as well as the one that did yesterday, and it was very quick, you save that. And then Pozole. So this is something that Sam asked me to make for him while he was home this time around. One of his favorite chicken soups. And I always think that this type of soup you can eat more in like springtime or summertime. It's more of a hot weather style soup compared to like the heavier wintry soups, let's say. Kind of similar to maybe like a green version of the chicken tortilla soup that we made recently. This one I always feel like Pozole is a lot more traditional Mexican though, with the hominy corn in it. And we are gonna be making our own hominy corn. So I soaked the grits overnight last night. They're actually not full corn kernels. They've been just milled, I think, once to crack them. So yeah, we're going to pressure cook our own hominy today. I'm really excited to try that. Another adventure for me. But I'm thinking that we should try to start with the cheesecake because we've all been waiting a long time for that. Let's look over the Pozole recipe, see what we should do first, and also see what they say. The recipe I linked we have used before, and then one note, the only thing I didn't get, I don't think, for this was the tomatillos, because I couldn't find them anywhere. They weren't at the regular store, and they didn't have any at the Mexican market when we went the other day. But we got the chilies, the onions, jalapeno, garlic, cilantro, all the other good stuff.
There's no tomatillas there yesterday?
That's why I kept walking around like 4 times. I was like, where are they? I thought I missed it. Nope. The hominy plus the toppings you put on the pozole: cabbage, onion, cilantro, hot sauce. When it comes to pozole, you're a purist. Me too. Me too. But yeah, here in Canada, like I keep saying, like Mexican food and ingredients aren't always easy to come by for some odd reason. We always have had more Asian influence in our multiculturalism of a country. Right, yeah, you can still put dumplings or noodles into the soup if you want. So they say shredded chicken breast, chewy hominy mingle in a boldly flavored blend of puree tomatillo, cilantro, chili for the cozy chicken pozole verde. And verde means green in translation. Whereas if you had a pozole rojo, the broth would be red chilies. They say there are many variations on pozole, a traditional hominy-based Mexican stew closely associated with the Pacific Coast state of Guerrero. The Mexican variety has citrusy notes that complement the flavors in the dish and do not skip the array of fresh accompaniments, which are like what Bonk was saying. So we're gonna do some nice shredded cabbage. I have some beautiful avocados. We'll do a lime wedge, crushed tortilla chips if you want, sour cream, cilantro, all of the yummy things. Oh, we could even do a little bit of chopped onion on mine. I know Sam won't want that. Yeah, never forget the lime for Mexican food, right? It is so key. Hi, yet it is. Good to see you. Always said it's hard to get pensies? What's that? I don't even know what that is. You're in Montreal? Well, that's cool. Because, like, yeah, shipping can get quite expensive if you're importing food ingredients. Thank you very much for the follow, Shady Pines. Welcome. Okay, so what do we want to do first? Check out our cheesecake? I think so. I've been waiting patiently this morning for a snacky. So we got our caramel. 2 little things that we want to prep for garnish for our cheesecake today is some whipped cream, as well as it said or suggested some fresh strawberries or just fresh berries in general. But we have strawberries in the fridge, so might as well use some of those. A Mexican restaurant gives you lemons instead of limes? That would be very weird. Would you call them out? Wouldn't know what to do in that situation. Penzies is a great place to get spices, but it's in the States. Good to know. Dessert first is the rule. Well, at least it's yours, right? That's the best part of being an adult. You don't need to listen to other people about what you should be eating at what time in your life. Okay, after that, once we get into our cheesecake and say it's yummy, yummy, the first thing that we'll do for the pozole, I think we have to start with, first we'll get the pressure cooker heating up with the corn. So we'll write down hominy, because that'll take a couple moments to cook. I'll have to look up the timing. I'm going to assume it's around 15 minutes, like most other dried pulses, like chickpeas, beans, etc. But you never know. It might be a little longer or it might be shorter, because we don't want to cook the corn to the point where it's falling apart either. Although it would make the soup nice and thick. So they have us poaching the chicken breast in some chicken broth, which we can actually totally do, because I have almost 2 liters worth of chicken broth that we've been making these last couple days here from the bones. You can cook your chicken breast so that you can pull it apart, or you can roast it in the oven. Totally up to you. Those are two different ways. And then we don't cook any of the like flavoring ingredients for the broth. So you just take your peppers, garlic, onion, cilantro, lime, and you blend that all together as a puree in the blender. And then you will learn this the hard way. It says to heat up your oil first and then pour in this like watery vegetable puree. That is a very good way to have a lot of splatter inside of your house. I did this once with curry paste and I'll never do it again. Remember that? It's so terrifying because anything that's wet does not get happy with hot oil. So I like to actually heat up the oil and the puree or paste at the same time. Otherwise, you'll literally have just an explosion. Yeah, that's a straight up nope. For sure, Greek. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, never mind almost burning yourself, but then you have to clean up the entire kitchen afterwards. Lamarzan, dessert first, you say? I've been doing life wrong this whole time.
Yeah, what if you die after dessert?
Right. Okay, so back to that. We heat up the puree. I'll just write that down first. Puree, heat through. So you kind of cook it like how you do the curry paste at first until it turns a deep green. About 12 minutes. 12 minutes? It's a long time. Lots of stirring involved. And then from there, once that's cooked out, you add your broth and your chicken in with your hominy. Let that come up together. Little bit of time. I would say max 10 minutes or so because you don't want the chicken to dry out. And that's it. You garnish with all of your stuff. You're good to go. It's quite a simple soup to make. I like the whole blending of all the flavorful ingredients. And then you really just have to prep your chicken and corn and whatever toppings you have. Oh yeah, that was so good, Samo. In a bao bun. He meant bao bun, not boa bun. But he took a bao bun, heated it up, and put a swipe of the salted caramel in and then folded it back together. It was so dang good. I always make sure I write down all of the garnish things when there's quite a few, just so you don't forget. Because it is easy to forget. We got our cabbage.
Yep, caramel bao dessert.
Avo. Sour cream.
Heated crunch.
Lime. Cilantro. I think that's it. I've also had this with shaved radishes before. That was really good. Oh, and some tortilla chip if you want. I always think that by the time you add the hominy into this soup, it tastes like tortilla chips anyways. Because that's what tortilla chips are made out of, is hominy corn. So it kind of all mingles together really nicely. Alright guys, that sounds good. Cheesecake time! Salted caramel bao dessert. It is seriously delicious. Okay, let's get into this beautiful cake. It cooled so nicely. I actually can't believe that it never cracked. Like, that means that we did so good. I did 3 layers of wrap on it overnight. Now we'll work on getting it out of the pan. And then once this is out of the pan and onto a plate, then we can whip a little cream, cut up some strawberries. Like, you don't need the whipped cream or strawberries with cheesecake, especially if there's a sauce with it, I always feel. But no one's gonna complain if you do put it with it, right? I just love the color. Like, it's the exact color almost of the caramel. Turned out so good. So now we're gonna run a small knife around the edge. They're like a paring knife. Is that gonna fit good? Yeah, that's gonna fit really good. So just guide that around the edge and then we should be able to open up the springform pan. Yeah, this is the craziness that you brought into our life, Michael. It might be the best thing ever. I love the scraggly bits that are building up from around the edge. Little chef snacks. All right. Coconut custard buns are some of our favorites as well, yet it is. Let me just rinse this before it gets stuck on. Coconutty bun. Okay, just the flavor of this stuff from around the edge is crazy. Okay, so now we're gonna flip that. Do it pretty gently at first, just in case there is a side that is stuck, right? Because it'll pull it away with it. And you'll ruin the beautiful cheesecake. Just go gentle. Give it a little shake. And then lift. Ta-da! That's pretty nice and clean in there. The edges of it is seriously look amazing. Let me just take this part off. I can't stop munching it. Are you ready for this? So now we have to get it off of the metal bottom and off of the parchment. But I need to show you guys the side view. Look at that. Like, look at those layers. And then the perfect, like, look at the glaze, the sheen on the top. Is this the greatest cheesecake recipe ever? It might be. Hey, what plate is gonna be the best? You want it on a black plate? I don't know if that is actually gonna be big enough. Gimmers, it looks so good. I think this will be the best one. Perfect. We got this, guys. Let's see if we're able to easily get it off of the parchment. We might not be able to. Alright, I'm able to lift it off of the metal, so I think we're in luck here. Did a really good job on the crust. Hell yeah. This has some weight to it. This thing's like 10 pounds. Michael's like, yeah, you can work out with it first and then you eat it. There we go. That's why you do parchment like that. Make your life easy. And look at that. I kind of want to smooth around the edge just a bit with a bench scraper. Just those scraggly bits that I made. Just to see if it's gonna help or not. It is. Like, you don't have to do this at all. I'm just doing it for the photo. Also, then you get a little cheater snack.
Hey.
What? I was a cheesecake maker. You get the cheater snack. Okay, whipping cream time. Cheater snack. It's quality control, exactly. That's more like it. Okay, I'm just sneaking this cake back into the fridge. I'm not gonna whip a ton of cream for us. Like a pretty good amount, but we got time to do it by hand. It's good exercise. This is for you, Michael. I'm whipping the cream by hand. And we'll just do a little bit of vanilla with some sugar. And I always like to do icing sugar. It's not as granular. And I feel like it adds some stability to the whipped cream. Michael says you cheated yesterday when you got to lick the beaters, Samu. So you can't complain. She's just got a mischievous smile now after that one. It would be mortifying to serve something not up to my standards. It's true. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball this. I don't want it super sweet. Just take some of the fatty flavor out. And we'll whip it good. What's everyone's favorite flavor of cheesecake they've had in their life so far? I'm trying to think right now of all the different cheesecakes I've had and like what the best one was. Hi, Paloozer, how are you? I really like cherry cheesecake when it has the sour cherries sauce on top. That's really good. What else? My mom, in the fall, she would make this like apple crumble cheesecake that was pretty delicious with apple slices and stuff. Just plain old cheesecake. He looked at it last night when it was cooling on the cutting board, yet it is, and he's like, nope, it's not time. I said, that's right, don't look at it. Don't do it, man. Is none cheesecake an option? Yeah, for sure. Of course, Greek. Hi, Dusty. How's your weekend?
You ever had cheesecake before?
No, I think his lactose. He can't have it. That's what I'm guessing. And yes, I am whipping the cream, even though I'm not going in a circular motion. Turtle cheesecake. Ooh, that's so true. That's such a good one. What's some other kind? I think I've had like a peanut chocolate one before. Any fruits are good, right? Strawberry, blueberry, cherry. A mixed berry cheesecake. Like I said, apple earlier. I don't know if I've ever had like a citrus version of a cheesecake. Okay, I gotta switch the other arm already.
Greek, what if you made a cheesecake with mascarpone?
No, it's because he can't have the dairy, Sam.
No, it's also said flavors off.
Yeah, he has an allergy and he just doesn't like it. That's true, Paloozer. Like, the only cheesecake I really swirl stuff into was the pumpkin swirl cheesecake. But that actually came out so delicious. It didn't screw up the texture at all because you mixed it in with some of the batter and then swirled it through. Lemon cheesecake, I could see that being yummy. It's like lemon with creamy things is good. Same with orange. Imagine like an orange creamsicle cheesecake. Bonk, you had a friend that made a lemon cheesecake with creme brulee on top. Did it look phenomenal? And hi, Torino. Yeah, you're lactose too. Not as bad as you used to be. But you just love cheesecake so much that you'd rather deal with the consequences. That would totally be me too. An orange crushed cheesecake. A cream soda cheesecake. Right? Orange creamsicle. That would be insanely good. Alright, we've started our cheesecake adventure. We're getting there, guys. We're just incorporating our air into here. Go, go. Hi, Flower. Hope you're having a nice weekend. And me too, Dust. Anything caramel, salted caramel, salty sweet combo. I am there for it. Have I made ice cream before? Yeah. I got really obsessed with making ice cream and gelato and sorbet in culinary school. Because we had one of the super fancy machines, right? That's like $10,000. But it churns it in like 10 minutes or less. So I always tried to hog it. Dreamsicle cheesecake? There we go. That's the name. Just getting my arm workout in first thing here on a Sunday. We're waiting for the storm to start here, guys. I don't know how the weather is by you. But we've got some storm building up so far all morning. Go, 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 go. Foggy and cool where you're at, Bonk. The sunrise was really beautiful, I will say. Like pink and orange and yellow. It's just gray and poopy outside. Okay, we're getting thick. It's getting fluffy! You can tell by how you can see the whisk more. The ribbon from it in the cream. Actually, you're not wrong, Greek. Yeah, this, like the temperature outside, if this was all summer and just sunny. Yes, please. Yeah, we said that too, yet it is when we woke up. We were watching a little bit of the Formula One race earlier, but then we paused it. And it was like, oh, perfect day to stay inside and just watch some racing. Do the fancy machines give you greater control over, like, the overrun? What is overrun? The fancier machines churn the ice dessert quicker. And so the faster that you churn anything like ice cream, sorbet, gelato, the smaller your ice crystals are, and the more smooth the texture is on your palate when you eat it. So the slower you freeze something, let's say for an example like shaved ice, where you just make the mixture and then let it slowly freeze in your freezer, and then you use it the next day. That's why it's like so crystally, right? Compared to something that churns in 10 minutes. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Look at this. So a lot of people will try to cheap out on the ice cream machine part of making it, which is like so wrong, right? When you think of it. And then they'll try to change the texture later by using different chemicals and food ingredients, like different gums and stuff, to smooth out that texture because they used a different machine. Just ruining ice cream for everyone, I'm sorry. Yeah, agar, carrageenan. What else have I seen? Like guar gum extract or something? Yeah, good one, bonk. I love when you can see the vanilla flecks in the whipped cream. Like that to me, so much respect. When you're served whipped cream and you can see the vanilla bean in it. And then we only stir this until it starts to look a little bit grainy, because then we get more into like closer to making butter. We'll give this to the beater cleaner. We'll quickly prep a little bit of strawberries. Have a wonderful yoga sesh. The beater cleaner. Yeah, Greek whipped butter, which is actually something I really want to try making coming up. I need to source like a good dairy farm. I can get fresh cream and stuff to use. Big old berries. Uh-oh. This won't close. Uh-oh. There we go. I've been trying to pick through the ones that are really ripe. I think I picked all of them out. And now I gotta leave these ones on the counter a bit to finish ripening up. But I find if you put all of them on the counter at once after you buy them, then they start to go moldy really quick. So I only take out usually what I need. But let's wash these up. We'll get them sliced, I think will be the easiest. And as much as it looks really nice to leave the leaves on the strawberry for color contrast, I mean, what we're taught in culinary school is you only put garnishes on a dish that is fully edible. So anytime someone puts like a stem or leaves from something, as much as it looks nice, it shouldn't really be there. Because not everyone knows what they should and should not eat, right? It'd be so weird if you went to eat the piece of strawberry with the leaf on it. Also, like caramel with this cheesecake, your hands will get really messy if you try to eat it without the leaf. Ease of eating is what I always go for, and then I just usually core the leaves like this. So you take your paring knife, angle it, and then just turn the strawberry. And that way you only take out a little bit of the actual fruit, rather than cutting straight across and then you waste a lot of the actual berry. But even if you do cut off a bit. It wasn't you? Oh, I was starting to wonder. Was that the first one of the day, I think, actually? Sam says no. Driscoll's berries? Well, let's put it this way. I got 2 pounds of these berries for less than $5. Or I can get 1 small pint of berries from the other province over, so they're like a couple days old easily, not that fresh, for double the price. 1 pint for $10 or 2 entire pounds for under $5. I know what I'm choosing, unfortunately. And like here where we are, Not really strawberry season for like at least a month or more. So I'll be waiting a long time. So I couldn't wait anymore. And the only reason I bought these is because the guy in the store said that he bought some and he tried it and it actually tasted good. And I will say, they taste like proper strawberries. Which doesn't always happen, right? So I'm gonna just cut these in half and then just do nice little bite-sized pieces that will look good on the plate. Let's pop it in a bowl for now. And that's another thing that we can probably talk about is not being afraid to try different produce if you can, right? In the store. Like, don't always just be sticking your hands in anything. But to me, like, it's not a bad thing if you want to try one grape before you buy the whole bag, or like one small strawberry. Because when you think about it, when you go to the farmer's market, a lot of the places have samples. But you can try what you want to buy before you actually spend the money. Had so much rain there the past years, the strawberries haven't been the greatest. Yeah, because they can't get too wet, right? As much as they're pretty easy to grow, they definitely don't like when it's too rainy. Let's clean that off before it stains the board, even though it already did. And then we gotta check out our caramel sauce. I chose this jar for a reason because it's really easy for me to remove the like lid apparatus and warm this up in the microwave because I'm pretty sure we'll have to. Yeah? You just had a storm, Mickey? Yeah, we were all just talking about our crazy weather that we've been having. So that comes off. And then you squeeze these, and then this little thing comes off, and then that comes off. Ta-da! And now we just have glass without any metal that we can heat up. And I'm still gonna do this slowly. We don't want to shatter the glass in the microwave. So still just do like 20-second increments. Strawberries don't need the rain. They're grown by drip irrigation. Yeah, I remember setting that up at the farm. That's kind of like what we started with in the springtime, was setting up the entire drip lines for the strawberry patch. It was so cool. Like, I'm pretty obsessed with strawberries, so that was really fun for me to experience. Okay, cake. We still have to cut the cake. And then in between the warming the caramel, see how it gets soft around the edge? We just gotta stir it. Cheesecake amp. This actually might be good already. 20 seconds. Good to go. Sam said, how good would it be to put some cheesecake into the bao bun? Salted caramel cheesecake filled bao bun. There you go. So if we were presenting this at a potluck, at a party, anything like that, I would serve it with all of the caramel poured over and then cut it in front of everyone. But since it's just for us today, I'm just gonna cut the pieces and pour the caramel over as we need. I just think it's going to sit better in the fridge that way. That's maybe too much carbs, so yes. It's never too much. Any tips on when to know the cheesecake is done without a timer? Hello, Galatian. Yesterday, what we did, I mean, you can see this little poke hole here. So first I just like pressed down on the cheesecake when it came out of the oven, and it sprung back up in the center, like kind of spongy. And we also did a jiggle test so that it almost was like a souffle texture. Like very spongy and eggy feeling. And then the last thing, because I was like, oh, I feel like this is done. We just took the internal temperature with a instant read thermometer and made sure it was 190 Fahrenheit or higher. Okay, let's get some little plates out. And then a knife. Kind of knife do I want to use? I almost like want to use my boning knife, but I think the serrated knife will still be the best. I like a serrated knife because it's quite long, right? Like you can pretty much cut the whole cheesecake in one slice down. Only thing is that sometimes the cheesecake will like to stick to this part. So if you want really clean slices, you have to wipe this off the blade every time. And having a pitcher of hot water will help with that. But then you also do waste some of the cheesecake when you rinse it off every time. So you decide your own fate. I'm gonna try to cut through where I made the hole with the thermometer, and that way no one will even know I did it. I hope that's centered. Do your best. Forget the rest. So I tried to go down to the crust there. I'm just gonna pull it through a bit more and then go all the way. Wiggle it back up. Nice. It's like splitting a wheel of Parmesan is what I feel like I'm doing right now. Go to the center, and then you get your edges loose. So that's what I'm saying. This is gonna start to stick, and then you're not gonna get as nice, even slices. If you don't want to put it in the water, let me just grab a container. You could always just swipe the blade on a plastic or glass bowl to keep that cheesecake off of the blade just a bit better. Let's see. And that way you don't wash it down the drain. Help yourself out and save some cheesecake at the same time. Ah. Okay, now you can turn this. Shut up, Bug. Shh, quiet. This is serious cheesecaking, okay?
Tell me about it.
I've never heard Sam more silent in the corner over there in the chair. He's just playing RimWorld, wondering when his wife's actually gonna cut the cake. Are we cutting a massive piece? Guys, Sam says massive piece. No. He says it's breakfast, even though I already made you breakfast. Yeah, we're cutting a massive piece.
Just slice that quarter in half. Oh,
Okay, now we're gonna try and sneak this out without messing it up too much. We did it. We got it, everyone. He's trying not to breathe heavily. Get in there. I messed up the plate. Okay, there's our center. Can we get the color right? My light looks really bright right now. Let me try and turn it down. Oh no. There's the other piece of the crust from this one. We're just gonna seal it back underneath. No one's gonna know. Is this messy? Yeah, it is. if you guys were wondering. But me oh my, that looks amazing. Hey, I'm not gonna fool around with how it looks anymore because you guys are like freaking out. We'll turn that around a bit. So first things first, I think we'll do the caramel and then let it slowly fall over the piece of cheesecake. Help it spread out a bit. I like when it doesn't look perfect. The way that the caramel falls over the sides. I like when it looks more natural. I don't know, there's just something about this. If I show it to you. There's just something about that. It's just like, whoa, okay. Yes, please. Okay, let's keep going. Where do we even put the strawberries? Where do we put the cream? These are the questions we have. I think it might look nice beside. I don't think we should disturb too much the caramel. This is one thing that I'm thinking. Let's see if it will work. Try and do a little dollop of whipped cream just to hold the berries in place. It's like the cheesecake is pretty creamy on its own, right? You can do 2 dollops if you want. If you're like, oh, that wasn't enough. Nice, I like how that one came out better. The second one. Hi, you, Mel. Hi, Lily, too. You did 75 lunches today in under 2 hours. You could really use a piece of cake right now. I wish I could send it to you. Drone delivery. Someone's got to start working on that. Okay, that's it. You don't have to go too crazy with the garnishes. It's a salted caramel cheesecake. Tamo, I need your phone for a photo if possible. Thank you. Also, you have to come over. How are you gonna taste the cheesecake otherwise? He's going to come over, guys, he says. I don't know which one is better for the photo. I think both actually look amazing. I'm gonna bring this farther over into the view for us. Gotta get those angles just right. Okay, that's good. I gotta stop because I need a munch. Alright, Michael, this is for you. Absolutely insane. Salted caramel cheesecake. There's caramel in the batter. There's caramel on top. strawberries, cream. The only thing that we didn't do, and I'm sorry still, is brulee the top. Which I honestly don't know if it's necessary. Like, we could, for sure. But I think with all of this on here, it's good by itself, too. Where is it? Over here?
Begins to rain.
It begins to rain. Servings 12 plus slices. We did like 8. This is a huge piece of cheesecake though. I can't even imagine what this would cost if from a place here homemade.
Oh, $12.
Almost says $12.
How much? Yours was what?
That's like accurate.
Yours how much?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Today?
We're like $6.
Yeah, that's $12. Let's go.
No other cheesecake is needed anymore.
What?
Other than yours that you make. But like, that is insanely good.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely insane. The way that this turned out, you guys. Like, it's so smooth. I love the color of it. You really get the caramel flavor. And it doesn't overpower to the point where it's too sweet. I will say that. So yeah, you could definitely brulee it. And now that we put the caramel on top, it kind of like hardened into this nice layer. Whoa. I don't think I could have done any better. I will not be finishing this slice. I mean, he probably will. He doesn't know limits. We know this. But yeah, I'll be good in like a couple more bites. Holy. If you like toffee, if you like caramel, graham crackers, if you like creamy stuff, this hits all of the notes. Like, the crust is kind of nutty. The cheesecake itself is creamy. The caramel sauce is just like perfect, honestly. And yeah, I really don't eat that much sweets either. Here's a bite with some whipped cream and stuff on there. Whoa. I could eat the whole piece though. I'm not gonna lie. Just telling you guys that. I'm capable of those things. So it was okay. It wasn't, because I'm just getting a plastic wrap so I can wrap it up. Put the rest back in the fridge. Beginning of a great nap. He just woke up. He literally just woke up. Wasn't okay. It was insane. It seriously is. That is, like, for baked cheesecakes, one of the best ones. I think I like it better than Basque cheesecake, even. But really beautiful recipe as far as, like, a traditional sort of New York style cheesecake goes. couldn't have been more perfect. She even licked off the plate for you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Oh. Yep.
You gotta say thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
That's when you know. Okay, now it's Pozole time. Get out of there.
What are you supposed to do with this?
Oh, are you putting it in here?
No.
Well, then what are you doing?
Put it in my mouth.
He found the scrap container. And he's got all of the cheesecake batter. Oh, he did have it on a knife. Now he scooped it onto the salted caramel spoon. Like an absolute monster. Okay, so like we could also talk about how there's 32 ounces of cream cheese in this cheesecake. Like I think...
That's it. I'm out.
What, each brick of cream cheese yesterday, if I was to buy it, was like $6 and we needed 4. Cheesecake is not cheap to make anymore.
Get 4 bricks for 10.
Okay. Sam says you can get 4 bricks of cream cheese for $10 at Costco. I like that. Okay, I'm just gonna pack up our whipped cream and berries, and then we'll do some pozole. You would totally do that too? Well, yeah, you gotta use up the scraps, right? That's why I did it. Like, I always know that he's gonna do that stuff.
What?
Huh?
What?
It's all part of the fun.
I never do anything.
You don't?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Get a spatula. What are you doing?
After you. Go ahead.
I'm going here.
You were going that way, though.
The 2 slices we had this morning finished off the brick of cream cheese. Yeah. That's seriously the best cheesecake I've ever made in my life.
Hell to the yeah.
That's a make again. I need to make that for somebody else now. It's that good. And no, it doesn't need the strawberries and cream. I will say that. That was like a nice accessory. But you're not eating it being like, wow, I totally wish this had strawberries and cream with it. I made a great whipped cream though. That I will say. Great everything, says Samo. Okay, so
Best
now we
best
can...
caramel you ever made.
That's
Wasn't
true.
burnt.
It wasn't burned, he says. Thank you very much for your honesty.
Whipped cream, fantastic. Cheesecake, velvety as fuck. Like, that was just beyond perfect.
Yeah.
You didn't try to not do it with a water bath. You did it properly.
Yeah.
You cooled it down nicely. You didn't just take it out and shock it so it cracks.
Nope.
Like, it was a perfectly cooked cheesecake.
Couldn't have done better.
My only things that you can make it better for yourself, like you lose cookie instead of using the shitty graham crumbs, and putting coconut in your crust.
That's it, guys.
That would crush that.
And I will say, like, doing a speculoos crust, life-changing a bit. How do I get this on, guys? I can't get it. Guys, I can't get the lid back on.
Those are my things.
I got it. I just had to be stronger. Okay. Boom. That's why we like these jars. Alright, so now we're gonna get the pressure cooker going for our hominy corn that I soaked overnight. So dried corn grits. that we are going to boil. This is how they look in the water. So we always drain out the water that they soak in. Hello, Pablo. And we start with fresh water. And I've never cooked corn like this before. I've made grits and all sorts of other corn things with masa and hominy. I'm excited to try this. Corny bits. It smells interesting after soaking it. Grab our cooker. You could also do this in the Instant Pot. Which I know a lot more people have. Now I'm just wondering how many people are gonna go get cheesecake this week.
How many people are gonna go out to get cheesecake? How many people are gonna make cheesecake?
Yeah. Pressure cooker. Instant Pot. Same, right, Reno? Okay, now we're gonna cover this with some water. I usually don't go more than about an inch of water above whatever you're cooking. And do not go above the fill line in your pressure cooker pot. Unless you're feeling a little crazy that day. And then I always like to just do a little sprinkle of salt in there as it cooks. Instapot is stupid. I've never owned one. Like 2 things I've never owned as far as a millennial. An Instant Pot and Snapchat. That's how I rebel. Hi Scooter, how are you? And Kiwi. Sadly, Corn doesn't agree with you. You prefer lentils, beans, and whatnot. It's good to see you. White Dove? I don't know what I said now. Very few people own Snapchat. You know what I'm saying. Using it. Shecht always checking me. Okay, this is... Whoa. That is not actually that right now. Give me a sec. I don't know what happened to my camera. Is that how this is gonna go today? Let's try this again. What are we cooking? We are now starting to make some chicken pozole, which is a Mexican soup. Okay, we're back now. Somehow that got stuck on the other view. Just want to make sure we're live. Okay, we're live. So now we're gonna bring this up to a simmer, and then after that we pop our lid on and start to build up the pressure. In the meantime, let's just check the timing for cooking our grits. And then we can keep going. Got in from a lunch break, Scooter. You're replacing more sprinkler heads. Are you doing like the whole yard this year? Bog, we just don't give an F. It's so true. Kiwi, that's amazing. You had like a multi-cooker in your truck when you were doing long haul. Why not, right? Cook for yourself. Don't just always eat out on the road. Hi, Wilson. It's good to see you. Hope you're having a nice Sunday. It's barely over 0 where you're at, Reno. It's been pretty chilly here. Like teens or so. It feels nice. What are the grits? Like maize? So grits is just corn that has been nixtamalized and then ground down. So it's treated in like a lye bath to help you digest it better, and then processed further from there. That's how you make masa, which makes the corn tortillas. Or if you've had tamales, that's the same mixture as well. Like cornmeal. Cornmeal is different. And yes, grits are usually a particular grind of corn. I find it very difficult for us to find proper grits here. I actually milled my own from this corn variety that I picked up at like an African market here. Was the only place I could find corn like this in the kernel still. California Roots Music Festival, that sounds nice. I love live outdoor music in the summer when it gets warm. Okay, I had to redo what I Googled. At first I said pressure cook corn grits, and that was not it. So how to make hominy from nixtamal. Perfect. Yeah, gotta love that, right, Wilson? A free outdoor live music festival? What did I just click on? Hello?
Rice Krispie Millionaire Bars.
Rice Krispie Millionaire Bars.
They're doing the shortbread at the bottom of Rice Krispie. Caramel and chocolate.
Sounds good. Okay, it says obviously soak the dried hominy, which we did. Rinse and drain, yes. Pressure cook to perfection. 30 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna go with like 25 minutes. Maybe even 20. I really don't want to overcook this and then it's falling apart, because this isn't whole corn kernel, right? It's already broken down a bit, so the moisture is able to get through that outer barrier of the corn kernel just a bit easier. This is true, Torino. Food can also clean the colon depending on how much fiber is in it. Very true. Okay, so that's going to take a couple moments to come up. In the meantime, let's start getting together our peppers, onions, I think cilantro, lime, all of the yummy Mexican ingredients to flavor the pozole. So I picked up the onion, the lime, and the poblano from the market. And look, these were completely green when we bought them, what, 2 days ago, Sam? They're already ripening just on the counter and turning orange. Do this one nice onion. I mean, we'll probably do half and then save the other half to dice fine for the garnish. Get this. Oh, that's interesting, Scooter. Discovering unknown sprinkler heads. Surprise! Cilantro. I think we need garlic too. Oh, and I still gotta dig out the chicken breast so that we can cook it in our chicken stock. The 2 utes. Okay, this is how I pack my herbs. So Ziploc and then a cloth to control the moisture in here. Telling me it only takes me 15 minutes to cook your grits when it takes everyone else 30. Well, I'm doing mine in the pressure cooker, and I hope that you're talking to me, otherwise I missed something in chat. Utes are the youths. I think I heard my parents like say something like that before. Crazy stuff outside. Do you want fresh chopped cilantro on top too, Sam, or just blend it in? I think we're gonna do some fresh chopped cilantro for garnish as well. You're talking about the movie? Okay, that's what I thought. It's like either I missed something or this is not the conversation I need to be in. My Cousin Vinny. Have you seen that, Sambo?
I don't believe I have.
He's not seen it. There we go. Found a new movie for us. Okay. Chicken. Come over here. I didn't jam the fridge this weekend, I swear, guys. Hey. I got it. Everything's under control. Want to blend your soap leaves or sprinkle them? He would like a little bit of both, actually, please. First, I'm going to wash all these peppers. And then we'll go get the blender and start loading it up. And it looks like our corn is almost simmering. You still use the Instapot for the rice cooker? I know a lot of people do that. There's a lot of people in here that have this soap gene for cilantro. Excuse me? This works. I was trying to find a pot to cook the chicken in. The pulled chicken breast. I found a medium one. I'm just gonna load up this little pot with our chicken broth for the pozole. And we'll bring it to a simmer, and then we're just gonna slowly poach the chicken breast in there so that we can shred it afterwards. Start bringing that up. The lady is 59 and still a hottie. I think I made some good chicken stock. I can't even pour it. Do the blizzard test. It looks amazing. Sorry, I'm just laughing at what I just put in the pot. Like, what? Do you see this? That's the collagen that just like broke apart. But that's when you know your chicken stock is perfect. Also, check this out. Should we skim the foam like we always do for the beans and other dried things? I mean, probably. Let's do it. What? Isn't that amazing? That's gonna make the soup broth so good, you guys. Just gather this little bit of foam that's building up. What? To make stock? Yeah, remember the big pot we used to use, guys, when we would do like 6 chickens every weekend? Not just one. Okay, that looks good. Just gonna give it a little stir, because some of the corn is a bit stuck. And I honestly don't know if we need to pressure cook this. Like I said, I've never done it before. I'm gonna try a little piece right now. It's already softening. So So I'm thinking like 15 minutes on that. Perfect. It's already just like chewy. Chewy and meaty. So let's do high pressure. Start building that up. Right, we don't want to overcook it. That's what I said would be kind of the worst thing. Because proper pozole has like the whole pieces of the corn kernel hominy. Bone broth is tough, but worth it. It takes a while, right? You really need to almost cook it an entire day to get all of that collagen. So half of this we're gonna put into here, and then half we'll use as garnish. Guess we can peel both sides. This onion's really nice from the Mexican market. So juicy. Peel our garlic. I've been missing actually drinking bone broth in the mornings. I've been using it up on stream. But I do have 2 more chickens to make from. So that'll be nice to have this week. Samo and I have a little bone broth in the morning. With some ginger. This garlic is still perfect, this Spanish one. Probably like that is good, I'm thinking. The onion's making me cry a little bit, if you guys could see that. Smash this so it's easier to peel. Have a good week, Wilson. Enjoy your free music festival. Thanks for popping in quickly today. It was nice to see you. I'm not crying, you're crying. Okay, so since we're blending this stuff, we really don't have to care too much about how we cut it. We can just rough chop it and let the blender do all of the hard work for us. I'm like, this is tough right now. How strong these juices are from the onion. I hate when it's so strong that it like almost blinds you. You can't even open your eye. That's chemical warfare, man. Okay, this inside of the garlic clove, there was like some black mold. So let's not try to use that one. Wipe all of that off, and now we can roughly chop this. Just go in half, and then probably 3 slices through that. Our peppers next, we'll tip and top them and take the seed out. I think our pressure pot's just coming up over here. 1 sec, and then I'll set the timer. So now we just turn down the heat from medium on the pressure cooker to medium low. I'll do 10 minutes in there and we should be good to go. This top part of the pepper we can save from the poblano. And so this is poblano pepper, which is known to be mild, but I will say I've had some surprise poblanos in my life that were insanely spicy. To the point where like my hands burned, like stung for 2 days after processing them. So just be aware of that. And then The jalapeno component, I'm just going to use up some of our pickled jalapenos because I thought that would add some nice acidity into the mix as well as flavor from the brine. Instead of me buying more fresh jalapenos. Hi Jake the Snake. How's the pozole? We are just kind of starting it. We got the corn in the pressure cooker right now cooking, the hominy. And right now we're preparing the flavorful, I say like almost like a salsa verde for the base of this soup. That's definitely how it tastes. Poblano and Serrano? Yeah, I would say Serrano pepper is nicer than jalapeno. But for some reason, like, no one uses Serrano peppers. Okay, I can smell some acidity from these peppers. So I'll make sure that I don't touch my eyeballs or anything still. Mish! Mish, you want me to send you some of these pepper seeds? Thank you very much for the 1 bitly. Okay, so just rough chop this stuff too. We're storming. Oh, yeah. Watch out, world. Chipotle has gotten so popular that it's actually expensive now. I believe that. Okay, so then we can also refer back to the name of this dish. Pozole verde. Verde means green. What are we chopping up right now? Something that's green. Don't mind the orange. It wasn't supposed to ripen in 2 days. But that also does go to show that green peppers are just peppers that have been picked early and not let ripen all the way. I actually didn't know that until I started growing my own. You did some catering last weekend? Fun. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little wash up with soap, just in case there is some spicy oils from that. Yeah, because it took my breath away when I ran my hands underwater. Holy! Whoo-wee! Poblanos are choking me out already. Haven't even cooked them yet. Uh-oh. You roasted an entire steer? That reminds me of when we would do the pig roast at my cousin's farm. Marinated for 5 days? Dude, how many people did you feed with that? Okay, cilantro now. And for this, since we're blending it, you can use a lot of this stem as long as it doesn't look gross. It's nice and fresh, not brown. Just trim off where they cut it off of the plant first. And if your cilantro is dirty, definitely wash it now so that you don't blend all of the dirt into our base. You grow jalapenos and jalapenos without the spice in them? How does that happen, Scoots? And I'll always just kind of pick through this for any gross looking leaves, because sometimes they sneak in the middle, like this one. Yuck. It's like going soggy. Alright. That wasn't too bad. Hi Speed, how are you? You recently found out salad dressing makes a good marinade? It honestly does. Greek dressing on chicken, so dang good. That is so true, I bet, Bonk. If you live in California, you probably don't need to eat at Chipotle. There's so many good, proper Mexican restaurants. Okay, I'm reading what else here. Onion, poblano. Okay, we need to add the pickled jalapeno in here. We got the garlic, cilantro, and then just a little bit of oregano. Oregano and jalapeno. And then we don't need the lime yet, it says. I thought maybe we needed some lime juice to help it blend. It does say Mexican oregano, which I think I actually could have got a like sprig of it from the Mexican spot. I just, like, I have so much of this to use up. I don't see a reason to buy more. Is that just a weird chef's thing?
No.
I don't know. What's the difference between Mexican oregano and Italian oregano? I think they said the Mexican oregano is sweeter. And it has citrusy notes. Nice. So that does sound good. Okay, that's not actually blackberry jam. It's pickled jalapenos. And like a little bit of licoricey flavor. That's interesting. We're just gonna grab some tweezers to pick these out. Samo actually thought I was using blackberry jam. Let's just grab a good couple bunches of these. And I guess we could say, like, if you didn't want to blend the jalapeno into this, you could always just use it as the garnish still. That's okay. I think that's probably good. Fix this if I can. No. They keep sneaking back up. You little sneakers. You little sneakers. There's minty undertones. I do have some mint, but I don't think that we should add that. Okay, let's pop the lid on this. Bring the blender over real quick, and then afterwards we'll chop this for garnish. And then maybe our broth will be ready soon for the champion. I'm excited to see how this corn turns out. That could be nice, because I remember when we did the cheesy style of corn grits like this was so good with a poached egg. Breakfast time. Alright, start in low speed. I know you can't see anything. I guess you can see a little bit through the center. I usually just leave this on low until it mulches a lot through. And we can slowly turn it higher. And then the other note I'm gonna say is if it doesn't want to start blending together and get like juicy and saucy, you can add a very small amount of cold water to help it. Or, since we're gonna cook this with oil anyways, just add a little bit of your cooking oil into here. It's all going to the same place. So this is what happens at first, right? Because we didn't add any other liquid. Just gonna scrape down the sides and then add a bit of olive oil. And then you'll get it nice and smooth. Smells phenomenal already, though. Hi, Lisa Pizza. Welcome back. I'm on. We're cooking. Having a nice Sunday all together. Noisegate seems to be handling the blender just fine. Can you hear the little, like, swish of the pressure cooker in the back? The steam? I need a dishwasher. How come? I have one. Okay, blend this up. Or are you asking me if I need a dishwasher? I mean, I'll always accept a dishwasher. I actually love how you guys can kind of see through this part. Little peephole. It looks really funny when you blend stuff with oil. So it goes kind of white colored, right? Yeah, let's just say... Bob, that's what the shower's for. If you are a serious cook and you don't have a dishwasher at home, that would be unfortunate. It's all fun and games until you have to clean up the kitchen. And dishwasher really helps a lot. Shower dishes. The OG ones will remember. If you know, you know. Okay, now I'm turning it up a lot more. We're going. Could have. They still see through there. Holy. Don't go too crazy with the smells with your nose because it might burn it. You already got it in your... over there. That smells so good, guys. And like, look at how thick it is. So now we're done with this. And then we're just going to heat it up in our soup pot. So you start by cooking that. I don't think we're gonna need any more olive oil. I added quite a bit. And then you cook that stirring for about 10 minutes or so until it turns a dark green color. You cook out all of the liquid, right? Keep the spatula. Actually, maybe I'll clean this up. Just the edges, get it prepped for us coming up so it's easy to pour. You have the magical pre-rinse canine cycle. Lucky Kiwi.
Well, that's the best cycle.
The extra function. I'm jealous. It looks like you want it Greek, but it's probably pretty spicy. It's got some nice, like, aroma where your nostrils are, like, tingling a bit. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna finely dice the onion. I don't know if our timer went off for the corn, but there's no timer on my watch anymore. So I'm just gonna turn off the pressure cooker now and let's hope for the best. Your dogs do the pre-wash? It's seriously the greatest. I love how chill I am about the pressure cooker. Just like, well, there's no timer on anymore, so I guess it's done.
Dog's pre-wash is the best. A, you don't have to use water. B, your dog's happy. C, you're happy. D, it's one less dish you have to pre-wash.
It's true. Okay, so I just want to show you how to release the pressure here is we just turn this dial. And you see how the steam comes out like that, but I'm not gonna keep it right under the camera. Because I'll steam you guys out. But we'll check out this corn. We could say that, Greek, for sure. This is a pretty healthy soup. Like, think about all the veggies we just blended together. And then it's just chicken and corn, and then more veggies on top. Really can't go wrong, actually. Come on, corn. Be perfect. One more turn and then we're there. That's funny, Kiwi. Do you even give your dogs, like, cooked bones? 'Cause I always heard that was not good to do. Steam it up. While we wait, eat some cheesecake. Because you can. There's so much pressure, right? Imagine if you didn't release all this pressure, try to open the lid. I don't want to. Scoots, how did it turn out? Let's just say, I mean, I kept saying insane. Because it honestly is. It turned out so perfect. The lid would fly off and it would be like a volcanic eruption almost, right? Because of the pressure. And it would just make everything explode out of the pot. At least that's the story that I've been told by someone that's happened to. And that was enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna rush using this ever. Oh, and that too. Yeah, Greek. Matty Matheson, in his cookbook. Nice, thank you, Bonk. In his cookbook, he talks about this one restaurant he went to where they did like pressure cooking at the table and someone didn't release the pressure and opened it up. And it just went everywhere. Okay, so that is it. We just turn the dial until we can't anymore. If it looks like a steam thing, you're completely opened up. And our silicone has also released from the lid. So now we're okay to open it. The lid like ended up in the ceiling. I could literally see that, right? It would just explode so much with so much force that it would get stuck in the drywall. This looks pretty perfect. Enjoy your corn steam facial. We charge extra for that here. It seriously looks perfect. I'm really excited to try a piece. Hopefully it is perfect. My God, it looks magical. Okay, it's really hot and starchy right now. I don't want to burn my face. But it looks all cooked through. That's how you make it. That's seriously it. And a little bit of salt is nice. Otherwise, it could definitely taste bland.
That's better than last time you made it?
Yeah. It's like very creamy tasting. Excuse me. So, I was gonna say, we don't really have to strain this. And like, we could just pour the corn in with this little bit of the starchy liquid to help the consistency of the soup broth, which I think we should totally do. Keep all that goodness in there. It's kind of sweet from the corn. Hi, Time, okay, how are you? So that is complete. Phew! That was like the hardest thing on my list today because I've never done it before. Sweet. All right, corn checked off the list. Actually, the next one we're gonna do before we do the garnish anymore, just want to show you guys our chicken breasts. Let's go over to the stove. We have some chicken stock simmering away right here. And we're just gonna pop those into the pot to cook. Stop turning, camera. There we go. We'll do 4 chicken breasts. I'm gonna leave this skin on, and then we can just take it off afterwards. Probably going to take, like maybe 15 minutes. And then when we cook the chicken in the broth for the soup like this, and we're keeping all of the juices and stuff and the flavor inside of the dish, right? Also, like, look at the beautiful color of this chicken broth we got. So nice and yellow. Liquid gold is what I always say. So let's do, I mean, I'll set a 10-minute timer and then we'll check them at that point. Give him a little squeeze. What is the Corona thing doing? Oh, that's a spoon holder. Yeah, that's my roommate's spoon holder. Spoon rest, however you want to call it. It's just a flattened bottle of Corona that he got in Mexico. It's a piece of art. You'll post a picture in Discord. Put it in the fun photos if you want, Bonk. Okay. What else is on our list? Let me just quickly look this over. We have completely cheesecake. We did our hominy. We did our puree. We still have to cook that. We got the broth and the chicken going now. And now we just have to bring the soup together and then prepare all of the garnishes. So we have 2 here in front of me. The cilantro and the white onion. See how quick this will come together once you have all the hard things done? I gotta see this, Bonk. Thank you for posting that. Holy! Their entire stove, like, melted from it. I gotta open this in the browser so I can zoom in on it. Oh my god. It bent the entire metal on the hood vent when the lid flew up. So yeah, don't open your pressure cooker lid without taking the pressure out first. Now we know. All right, finally dice our white onion for garnish. Nice. Boom. I'll stop there when it starts to fall apart. Yes, and check your seal. I will say there was a couple times that it just sounded a bit weird when I was using my pressure cooker before. And that was the first thing I did, was check the seal on it to make sure that this silicone was still in the proper spot. Little bit more. Yeah, isn't that photo crazy, Bob? Crazy and terrifying. what not to do. Okay, let's get a couple of different containers for all of our garnish, so it packs up nicely in the fridge. I mean, didn't someone look up the amount of pressure in a pressure cooker before? I think that was last week only. Someone from chat was asking, like, how much pressure is in the pressure cooker. But I didn't know. Yeah, a lot. Let's just say a lot. Next. Giving this one chicken breast a little flip. It's just like chilling. Chilling on the surface here. Okay, let's pick our cilantro and then we'll get that chopped. Some old dudes were trying to start an old tractor with a big V12 tank engine. Decided to use ether on it. But they didn't dose it, pour half a bottle into the intake. The blockhead just exploded. That's terrifying, Kiwi. Is this a piece of bad cilantro? I knew it. Yeah, the interlocking handles. There's so much involved, hey, Greek? I don't think I asked this yet today. What's everyone else eating? Are you cooking? You going out? It's Sunday. Gotta eat one good thing on the weekend at least. That's the rule. Bong. They figured out where the engineering failure was. Yeah, I would say so. All of the people that have figured it out the hard way for us, thank you for your services. It's a raid! Welcome in, raiders. How was your stream today, Snot Rocket? What do you do on Twitch? You play games? I do mostly cooking, but I also like to play like a little bit of Disney. I will build Lego sometimes on stream. Welcome in everyone from over there. Hello, Ashhole. I like that name too. We are currently prepping some garnishes for our chicken pozole soup today. You're making a chocolate mug cake for a snack? Yum. And you're having meatloaf dinner? That's such a good Sunday meal. Thank you, Bonk, for posting all of the links to my socials. If you guys like to cook, definitely join my Discord channel. That's where all of the recipes from over 6 years of streaming are. And it's just a fun place to hang out when we're not live. You do a few things too? Nice. Yay for variety. Cooking on Sunday, a gaming a couple times a week. What did you make today? Let's get our next container. Sneak this in. You made beignets? Yum. We were just talking about that, I think, last week. Talking about donuts and all the different donuts and doughy things that we've made on stream. It's been a while, but I think it's time. Now that summer's coming, I hope everything turned out good. And thank you, Ash, for suggesting the raid over here. Thanks for the follow too. Welcome. Dust. It's not Bonk's Kitchen. Okay, so we have our onion and cilantro. Cross that off. Our chicken is finally up to a simmer. I'll just sneak a peek with you. We're finally simmering over here. But we only have 30 seconds left on the original 10-minute timer. So I'm just going to set another 5 now. Because this just kind of just came up. So we're just poaching a bit of chicken breast in the chicken stock for the soup so that we can pull it. I love the color of the chicken fat on there. Mish, if that was Bonk's Kitchen, I'd donate him a few bits for sure. Okay, what else? We need some lime wedges. Limey. I think I'll just do 1 lime today. Because I find that limes, if you cut like too much extra, they dry out in the fridge. Misha's been here the whole time. Mish, that was a nice photo you posted in Discord today. Everything is so green there. There, that's enough for us today. Next one, we're gonna do some cabbage. I got purple cabbage too, so the color contrast I think is gonna look really nice later on when we plate it. That was Kim's mom's garden. Wow, it looks so lush. I think that's like the best word to describe it. Very lush. You can never hide. Nope. Okay, so we're going to use the mandolin. I'm just got to trim the edges of this because it's not so nice anymore from where we originally used it. But we'll make really nice shaved cabbage to eat into this soup. And when you shave it really thin, like how we're going to do it, just the heat from the soup broth alone will help soften the cabbage. But it keeps enough crunch that it will add some nice texture at the same time. Mandolin, cut glove, and thin slicing setting. So instead of me putting it down on this side, I want the nice thin strips of it. So we're gonna place it down this way. Then you just slide back and forth. And then that's what you end up with. It also says you can use lettuce shaved really thin, but I like the cabbage better. It just holds up to the heat of the soup broth, whereas I find shredded lettuce like really breaks down and gets soggy. What's that, Samu?
Huh?
What you need?
Shreddy Letty.
Shreddy Letty. I'm gonna put that on the bottom of the container. Get the rest of this in here. Got a nice little pile. Cabbage is better than lettuce, right? And cabbage is so versatile. We always talk about that here. Well, yeah, it can be purple cabbage, it can be green cabbage. That's the bonk report. If they try to serve you shredded lettuce with your pozole, just walk out. You got it, bonk.
Yes, sir.
I chose the right thing today then. And plus I just had to use it up anyways. Check this out. There's one more or a couple more things, but I don't usually prep them until closer to when we plate, which is beautiful avocado. We'll make some nice chunks of that. And then just some sour cream. That's our 5-minute timer on the chicken. And then some tortilla chips, which I can grab now just so they're over here. And how many lids do I need? 4? And we'll just keep that stuff fresh in the fridge while we bring this soup together now. Let us quickly just pop over to the stove and we'll just temp our chicken breast in the nice thick spot. This one here, there's a little bit sticking out of the water. You see that? I'm just gonna flip it over. Get that back submerged, and then I'll check one of these other ones that's been properly cooking. Okay. It says 147. So yeah, maybe 3 more minutes in there. And bring it out, let the chicken start to cool. And then I mean, up to you whether you want to pull it apart with your hand. I've also seen people shred chicken in like their KitchenAid mixer, which is crazy, but go for it. I'm just gonna chop it up on a cutting board so we get nice, like, meaty chunks of chicken rather than stringy chicken. I'd much rather have that sort of texture. But like I said, do whatever makes you happy. You use your KitchenAid to shred it? I've also seen what else, like the little hand mixer too. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing at all. If that's what you're comfortable with, by all means. I am not gonna say nothing. I always say, like, the best people in the kitchen are the ones that know that there's more than one way to do something. And you shouldn't gatekeep your knowledge either. Right? That's why I give you guys all of the options. All of the options. Bring our soup pot over here. And I'll just go grab a spoon. We get ready for our broth. Is it in the dishwasher or my other drawer? It's in the drawer already. Multitaskers. And that too, right? Having kitchen equipment that has more than one use for itself, the best. Turn this off. Fish out our little chimkins. And now we have even more flavor infused into our chicken broth. These came out looking so perfect. I'll also say this, if you like cut into these and it's a little bit pink inside, like who cares? You're still gonna cook it again in the soup. I always feel like when you cook chicken like this, it looks hilarious. Like, this is when chicken freaks me out. Just the whitest meat of life. I don't know what else to say on that one. Whoa, easy now, camera. Okay, I think we got it. Turn this on to medium, and then let's put our green sauce puree. Look at how nice that looks in this camera now. We'll get that into the pot, and we blended it with oil already, so we shouldn't really need any more extra oil. Ah, I'm making a bit of a mess with my left-handedness. Just gotta scrape the rest of this. And then as this puree cooks together, we do have to stir it quite frequently. So it's smart to not have anything else much to do at this point. For the soup. Do not go anywhere. Rinse out the blender now so that doesn't all get stuck on. We did it, friends. All of the hard parts are completed. Right? Yeah, you do want to use the breast meat for this recipe. It'll just taste the best, I feel. I'm gonna raise this up a bit so we can see more into the pot. Like that. So we got the hominy cooked back here. We got our chicken broth that we need here. Our chicken's cooling in the back. And that's pretty much it. All of our garnishes are good to go. It's so good, Greek. It's seriously delicious. Sam requested me to make this for him. He said, I need some pozole on this time off. I said, I got you. I just gotta wipe this little bit of green stuff. I made a mess. I don't want to make my cloth all spicy. Spicy cloth. Okay, it's just starting to bubble in that one corner. It's also going to get very aromatic in the house while this is cooking out. So if you have people that are sensitive to spicy stuff, probably tell them to go to a different room or just go outside.
Get the fuck out.
Otherwise, you might gas them out.
Gas 'em.
I'm just rearranging my strawberries and stuff on the plate now while I wait for this to cook a bit. And then I'll go stir it. Also, the sound that this makes while it's cooking is pretty funny. Yeah, it's less scary to just blend the oil into the paste than to heat the oil and then pour in the liquid to it and have it splatter everywhere. This was much more calming. Yeah, good idea to crack the window. Good one, Greek. What's in the mix? We did onion, garlic, poblano, jalapeno, cilantro, oregano. I swear we live at the racetrack. Who needs to go drive into the racetrack? We already live there. Sounds good. It's not rocket. I totally understand the whole lurking after you raid. I mean, someone's got to clean it up. Oh man, it's smelling so good. Oh. It's definitely not synced. Is this gonna mean I have to plug it in and it's gonna be a piece of poop? I hate when that happens. It's like I'm in two places at once. It's just we're in two different timelines at one time, Greek. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, man.
It really smells phenomenal. I mean, it did freeze for some reason. My stove cam today, and then I had to quickly reset it. But I didn't think it would make us behind like this. That's okay. So as we cook the moisture out of this mixture, it's going to turn darker green in color. Concentrate all of the chlorophyll. Yeah, see? I finish up there and I'm already back over here. And I'm not standing right over that pot as it's steaming because it's gonna make my whole sinus. Like, my nose is already running. I'm just trying to make it not run for the next 10 minutes. And we're only wanting to stir this so that we don't brown a layer on the bottom of the pot. We don't want any browning during this process. Have a sip of water. It wouldn't be possible for this camera to get too hot because it's not sitting over the stove anymore. It's just on this side. Alright, while we're waiting, I'm just gonna put the oil away, the oregano, our vanilla from earlier. It smells so good in here. Yes, it does. And then as well, while we cook this out, we will slowly start to see an oil slick build up on top of this mixture. It's like so spicy as I'm stirring it that my thumb where I'm holding the spoon over the steam like is stinging. I guess that is true, right? At least the audio is synced properly. So this is the same process as cooking out a curry paste. Whether it's a Thai curry or an Indian curry, you always cook it with the coconut milk until you get that separation of fat. Samo says disconnect and reconnect the camera real quick. Okay.
Not like from OBS.
Okay, I guess I could still be in it while we do that. Like, be on the thing. Go phone cam properties. Yeah. Deactivate and then reactivate.
Correct.
We're back, baby.
Now go over.
Nope. I'm not even in there. Did it make it worse? Sambo, it made it worse. Okay, I can't see anything anymore because it's steaming so much out. That means we're getting close.
No, yeah, a little better.
It got a bit better? I don't think so. Great, what does it say from here to add in? I was just gonna add the broth because I was pretty sure that was our next step. Yes. Cook until it turns a deep green. Pour the green sauce into the cooking liquid. Add the hominy, bring to a simmer, add your shredded chicken. Season with salt and pepper. I love how easy it is. I think I'm good with the color of this. I don't want it to go like brown at all on us. So now I'm going to pour in our chicken stock. As well as the hominy. Yeah, look at that layer of fat that just came up. So that's exactly what we're looking for on there. How did this go? Nice. The corn really soaked up a lot of the juices that were in there. I'm gonna gently try to add this in. This is a lot of hominy, guys, so I'm gonna leave about that much out, a couple cups worth. Better to have extra than not enough. And we will let that absorb and cook together while we finish up the chicken. I'm just gonna pour these juices from the board when they were resting. Thank you. It smells amazing, for sure. It's so nice and green. Like, really beautiful. Because that's a hard thing to achieve when you make things like this. So now we don't need to boil this. Just a simmer will be good. So once this comes up, I'll be turning down the burner a bit. The breast juices. Okay, so we left the skin on. Ah, there's like juices under here even. So take the skin off. And then we'll chop this into bite-sized pieces. This skin I'm gonna be saving though for my next chicken stock this week. And then I always know that there's a tendon in the tender. Actually, since we poached it, it's actually not hardened. Well, don't worry about the chicken tender now. The only thing I will do is I think just pick it off. So it's easy to chop. Shredded chicken never skips a workout. It's true, Proxima. It's got all the gains. That car was just for you, Sambo. This one chicken breast is huge. Like twice the size of all the other ones. So that one I might be pink. That's what I'm gonna say. Let's see though. It also might not be. And you can just use your chef's knife to chop up this chicken, or like I said, shred it up in your KitchenAid if you prefer that texture better. I'm not really gonna be the boss of you on that one. I mean, we really couldn't have cooked it any better. Look at how juicy the chicken is inside. It is falling apart a bit on the end. It's so dang tender. Wowie. And so whenever we make soup and we're cutting up stuff to go in it, we always just have to think about how easy is it to eat with the spoon. Just turning down this pot a little bit now since it is up. I'll take this pile.
2 tenders, please.
2 tenders? They're a little bit drier than this stuff, so I'll just give you these. He wants the tenders. I'll give you the big ones.
Thank you.
They're pretty plain.
Oh.
It's good. And I think we can definitely go with what Bonk was saying earlier. This is like a soup and a stew. Oh, I always make sure that the pozole is really hearty when I make it. Full of corn and chicken. You don't want to be wondering where all this stuff is. No, he's just being good. You can't believe he's still hungry after inhaling the cheesecake? It never ends, Bonk. With this one, we gotta keep the snacks on deck. What do you got over there? Oh, the corn. Now he's trying our cooked corn. He's just like into the whole mix. Now he's going into the broth. He's like our little sneaky taste tester. But like actually though, look at how juicy the chicken breast is. Now he's not gonna go into my cheesecake. Unless he wants to get a herta real bad. Yeah, they've been chopped up. Greek says, what do you think, Sam? Is it good?
Yeah. So far, so good.
You can be a kitchen security guard? I might need one, honestly. Yeah. That's seriously the best form of payment, Bonk. Payment in the form of food? Man, you'll never have more loyal people if you give them good food. They'll never leave you. We gotta go over here. Cause look at this. This looks like Shrek's swamp. Before we stir it. Okay, I think we can put the chimkin in, guys. Don't want to splash. And plus it is smarter to cut larger chunks of meat for your soup, because if you have to stir it up again, that can like slowly break down, right? So if you cut it too small to begin with, you might end up with just really fine shreds. You're drooling while eating chicken. Look at the contrast of the white chicken meat to the broth. That's looking pretty hearty now. Now we're gonna taste it all together and see how much seasoning we need, because we didn't add too much salt to anything yet. Just getting some of the oil slick away so it doesn't coat your whole palate when you taste this. Mmm. Not too spicy, which is actually really nice to start out with. For sure, we can add some fresh lime. I'm gonna do a whole lime, juiced, and then salt and pepper. Jet-lagged Yank, thank you for the follow. But for sure, we need some acidity. And then when you add acid and salt together like this, that usually helps bring out all the other like sweeter flavors of the vegetables. onion, garlic, peppers, all of the herbs. Slime is really hard, so I'm just trying to get as much juice out as possible. Why do I need a roommate? I'm confused. I think I gotta fill up my salt bin. Yep. But we'll pop some pepper in here. Yeah, what's wrong with having a roommate? And yeah, that's the other part of it is he's not here all the time. So the whole part of us all living together is at least someone is home to watch over all this stuff. Rather than before, the place would like sit empty for sometimes like 6 weeks at a time and you have no idea what's going on in the apartment. People could be living there, you don't even know. You live with a man, but he's not there all the time either, right? And I mean, I've known our roommate for almost as long as I've known Sam. So it's not like it's someone random that I have never known before. Yeah, how does feta help with the bills in this situation? Okay, those were some 2 like big handfuls of salt. But we needed it. Get that to absorb in. We'll have another bite. A little bit more salt still. I think we're good on the lime because you plate the dish with some fresh lime that you can add in. It's probably good. And usually I will taste something like 2 to 3 times as I'm seasoning it. Until you find that happy point where you're like, yep, that's exactly it. Be patient. I think it's perfect, guys. That's gonna be so good with everything on top of it. Okay, turn that off. I'm gonna put this box of salt away. Now we need some bowls. And we'll grab our garnish out. Excuse me. Black bowl is gonna be the best. And I'm gonna try to set up a little station because I would love to video plating this one today. For the peoples. Do it for the views. The YouTubes. Oh, I gotta change that view now because I'm taking this camera down. I nailed the stove clock. I did dial it in the other day because I noticed that it was 2 minutes behind before. And I said, what the heck is going on here? I think I got a sneeze coming, guys. One sec. Whew. That's how you clean out the sinuses real quick. I'm alive. Don't worry. Boom. It's really pouring rain out now. That's craziness. Okay, I think for plating, I'm gonna always have like one bowl here set up for my phone cam. And I'll try and get the pozole up here so that we can do this other bowl together up and over. What is that outside? Sounds really weird. Also, we need a ladle. But like, look at this. It probably actually was the black pepper that made me sneeze. It's true, boss man. Someone like running an extra water pump outside or something? Are they actually motorbiking? In the pouring rain? I guess up to you, really. Up to you.
Yeah, you're telling me, Bonk.
Did you look it up, Bonk? Oh man, our weather is insane right now. Okay, quickly, two things. Just mix up our sour cream for a dollop and then cut our avocado. We don't cut the avocado early ever because it likes to turn brown really quick. So we always wait till right before we serve. I would say the sour cream is optional if you have a lactose allergy. It's not needed, but especially if you're someone that can't really handle the spice, the sour cream will cool down your palate really well. Where did I put this avo? There we go. Okay, let's see how this is. The moment of truth. Beautiful! What's this in here? Oh, just from the little part of the stem. Get this out. That's a big pit, I will say. That's like a weapon, guys. Sheesh. Gotta do a quick rinse. So now you guys see why we prepared all of the toppings for the soup ahead of time. Because look at how quickly the soup came together. And I like to cut the avocado chunks pretty small for soup so that you can almost have it in each bite, right? So yummy. Make it nice and delicate. If the soup is easy, then take time to make proper garnishes. So we cut like that, and then we can just use a spoon to scoop it out. So usually I do half an avocado, like, per person is a good amount. It's quite fatty. Quite fatty. Alright, this one is for this. Sneak this back for you guys. Ready? Okay. A spoon is faster but looks nice. Yeah, we'll spoon it out after. Okay, so first things first. Ladle of our pozole. Give that a little stir. Make sure you go all the way to the bottom. You get all of the yummy corn and chicken that's sitting down there. That really turned out nice. Do a little bit more broth in our first bowl. I am so happy with how the corn came out. You never know unless you try something new. So next up, I like to do the veggies that need a little bit of time to soften in the broth. So we can do our cabbage. And you can plate it in separate components around the bowl. That always looks nice. And then when you eat it, you can mix it all together. So yes, the soup is quite plain on its own, but we add the rest of the stuff it needs now. This one in the back is not gonna get any white onion, but we'll put a little bit on ours. Just a little bit. It'll add some nice crunch. Fresh onion sweetness. Next one, I'm gonna put our dollop of sour cream in the center there. I didn't put a ton of sour cream either. We'll do our avocado next. So I always just go around the edge first with the spoon, kind of get it loosened so that we can do one nice swipe to lift it up. I might have to do two because this one is so long, the avocado. And then you just get your cubes out like that and then just gently push it off of the spoon. Get a little bit more. I'm really enjoying all the color contrast, though, that we're getting here. Two more things. Very Mexican ingredients. Cilantro and lime. Cilantro. Was this ricotta cheese? No, it's sour cream. Lime. I mean, usually it's nice to put the lime somewhere where you can easily grab it. So as much as you want to like put it on the sour cream or something, don't do that. That's it, guys. That's all our garnishes. We did it. Chicken Pozole verde. Dip some bread in the soup. Oh yeah, and we also have some tortilla chips. If you want a bit more like crunch, by all means. But I think I have enough corn in the soup that I don't need tortilla. Just gonna take a photo and then we are free. Samo gonna come taste.
When you take a photo, we are free.
Another one done. This green slick. It's kind of mesmerizing. It looks like a cauldron of sorts. That's a cool top-down photo. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here with me with this creation today. Got some spoons. Sammles. Let's do ours. Take our limey. Give it a squeeze. A little extra freshness in our life. It's good out there, Samo. Stormins? Oh yeah, it said we might get thunderstorm today. Alright, I'm stirring this up, guys. And we're each gonna... We are each gonna... You wouldn't hail, bonk? I don't even need the sour cream. I don't know why I put that, but it'll be good regardless. I like the purple cabbage. I've never done that sort of contrast before. Chicken, corn, some cabbage. Mmm. I love the chewiness of the corn. Like, it's necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. He needs more avo. Thank you, Happy, for the 200 bitlies. Mish with the 1 and Bob with the 1, because you gotta mess her up. I love the crunch of the fresh cabbage. Mmm. The zesty lime, fresh at the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, how's that for you? We gotta turn this. Double the trouble. Why chicken and not fish? I've never made this soup with fish before. I'm sure that you could. But it's quite often made with chicken. If you want to check out the recipe, it is linked here in chat. You're like flinging the broth everywhere. It's the cabbage bits. The cabbagey bits. Do you go on this side or this side? Mmm. It's so good. Like literally the green variation of what our tortilla soup was the other week. Summer there, you're into fish again? Here's the other thing with us getting fish around here. I just wouldn't. It'd be a waste of money in my mind for the product that we'd be able to use. I'd just use chicken instead. Because when you live not by the ocean or water, you don't get the best quality fish.
Nope.
Mmm. Seriously, the best hot weather soup. Like, as much as it's spicy, it doesn't really heat you up as you eat it. Like, it actually cools down the palate with the avo. Into it. You're going to Mexico tomorrow? That's really cool. Bob, thanks for the 9. Mish, thanks for the 1. Yeah, a lot of people think that sometimes having a meal with some temperature differences in it, like having your hot broth and then cold veggies, some people think that's a bit weird, right? But it's not. You just have to try it and see if you like it. I am in. I gotta straighten that back out. Okay, I'm going to look for someone for us to go raid. Here's one more view of our delicious salted caramel cheesecake that I can't wait to eat after I finish this bowl. And guys, we will actually not be back next Friday, just real quick. Because, yeah, we gotta go to court coming up this week, or I have to go to court. It's nothing bad on my side, I just have to be a witness. Yeah, I'm going to jail, that's it. The end of the streams. But yeah, I won't be streaming on Friday, unfortunately. It's an interesting week, like we're going to the dentist on Wednesday too. Oofda. See you in there, Mish. We're both getting persecuted the same day. I'm looking for our raid. We got Chef Steven in the food truck. Sausage prep day. I know Bob's been making some sausages. You guys want to see how that's done? We got Grandma and Tabatai cooking, making a shoyu ramen. What else? I think that's pretty much it. You did some stuff back in the day, and you're never getting out now? No. Sambo's going for bowl number 2.
You have more cabbage?
It's right there.
Oh. There it is.
All the Canadians in Puerto Vallarta, swear to God, lobster skin tone. Yeah, we live like in the northern area of the world.
Lobster skin tone.
8 months of the year, it's snowing here. We don't have that beautiful California weather that's perfect all the time. Okay, we're gonna go see Chef Steve, see how the food truck is going, because that sounds fun. Get this set up. Guys, join our Discord if you haven't yet. That's where you can get a hold of us during the week. And yeah, I will post the rest of our schedule for Saturday, Sunday. Maybe we'll do like a bonus Monday stream or something if that's the case. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, everyone, for the awesome weekend of streams. Requesting with your pots and pans points me to make you different things. We made, what, 3 really delicious things that we learned how to do. And then this today for the Samo. Really can't complain.
Nope, I can't.
Nope, he can't either. Hello, Luna. Hope you're doing good. And yeah, other than that, be safe out there. Have a good week at work. And thank you for just being here, taking time out of your day to spend it with us. Let's go see Steve. I'm about to hit that button, guys. Love y'all, and see you next time. Bye!
Bye!